Have you ever heard about the term business acquisitions? If you watch business content online on a regular basis, you've definitely stumbled across Cody Sanchez, for example, who is very big in this, but also Grant Cardone and Neil Patel talk about it every now and then. Business acquisition basically means that you acquire an existing business from another person and you continue to grow that business. Me personally, I have been thinking about acquiring a business, but obviously there are pro arguments and also contra arguments for it, and this is what I want to talk about in this video. Most people dream about starting their own business, and actually I have done it too, but I just came to the conclusion that it's super hard and also super slow. I'm not against hard, of course, because this is just part of life, but if there are easier ways and more clever ways to do it, then I definitely want to do so. An interesting fact here is that there are about 2.5 million businesses expected to be up for sale in the next 10 years in Europe. And this is mostly because of the owners who are aging. And of course, this is a massive opportunity, especially in Germany, Switzerland, where I'm from, France or Italy. And at the same time, not to forget, if you start an own business, you have actually a failure rate of about 90%. And this mostly happens within the first 3 years. Plus, Cody Sanchez famously says that usually in a startup, you don't even make money as a founder in the first 3 years. So the question then becomes, does it really make sense to spend 3 years to find product market fit when you can just buy a business that already has it? So let's jump into the advantages of buying a business instead of building your own. Advantage number one is that you're making money right from the beginning. Hopefully the business you're acquiring already has a positive cash flow and you can benefit a lot from that, of course. So if you decide to quit your full-time job and go full into entrepreneurship, you already make money from the beginning. And obviously, if you have a startup, that's usually not the case. Advantage number two, you have proven product market fit, meaning the business is already established on the market and there are people who want to have your services or product. In contrast, it can take a very long time for a startup to find product market fit. And obviously, there are a lot of startups who never find it. Advantage number three, the infrastructure is already built. When it comes to employees, systems, processes, or software, that's already there. This way, it's more like stepping into a moving train instead of building the tracks on your own. Then you can also use seller financing or leverage, of course. Meaning you don't have to pay all of the money upfront yourself, but you can have different mixes when it comes to financing a deal. This can be with your own cash, of course, but also with loans or with seller financing. Seller financing basically means that the seller finances a part of the deal and you pay him back with the profits you actually make. And advantage number five, there are hidden gems in boring niches. Everyone is running after the shiny objects like AI, crypto, and so on and so forth. But you can actually profit a lot from boring niches because they are often overlooked and they actually make a ton of money. When we talk about HVAC companies, laundromats, or cleaning services. So now we have talked about the advantages of acquiring a business instead of starting your own. Let's go to the disadvantages now. Disadvantage number one is that there is upfront capital required, meaning that this is not your $0 startup from the bedroom, but you have to have some sort of skin in the game, which means that you need to bring in your own cash, but this heavily depends on the business you're buying. Disadvantage number two is that there might be hidden skeletons, meaning you obviously buy all the positive things about a business, but you also buy the negative things. So there might be bad employees, there might be bad processes, bad systems, and so on, and you obviously have to deal with it. Disadvantage number three is that there are culture and transition risks, meaning that the former owner was probably a very important, if not the most important part of the business. And him leaving might lead to a very big difference when it comes to culture. And also the employees might have really liked him or her, and they might be leaving because he is leaving too. And disadvantage number 4 is that there might be limited room for innovation. Meaning, if you get new into an existing business, then you just want to stay disciplined and continue the way it's operating, and you can implement the innovation you want over time, but not immediately. If you are more of an operator than a visionary, if you're great at improving systems and driving growth, if you want to skip the guesswork and start with momentum, then buying might be your best move. But if your strength lies in creative innovation, and if you want to solve a problem the world hasn't really been able to solve yet, then you might want to build. But overall, here's the truth. Both parts are super hard. If you want to build something, this takes a lot of time and also uncertainty. But if you want to buy, then it obviously takes capital, and you also need to be very skillful. Me personally, due to the advantages I've mentioned in this video, and also because of the fact that there are a lot of older people, older business owners that want to retire, I see a huge opportunity in business acquisitions. And that's why I want to focus on this path, and I want to take you with me on that. I've already been in contact with data companies from Switzerland to get the email addresses of small businesses so that I can text them via email and just ask them if there is an opportunity when it comes to business acquisition. If you are into buying a business, or also if you're into starting your own one, if you're into entrepreneurship in general, and if you want to become your best self, be it financially, physically, mentally, and so on and so forth, then hit the like button and subscribe. This would help me a ton. And also let me know down in the comments below if you're thinking about acquiring a business or starting one from scratch. I'm really excited to have you on my journey, and I'll see you on the next one.